La da dee, la da da. Okay, who's got what playing in the background? Turn the TV down lower or something.
I think it's you.
It's not me. I don't have anything playing in the background.
It
There's
should be
nothing
good
on
now.
in my house except for a fan. And thank you, Ollie. That's
You never
great.
play with yourself in the background? Well, what fun is that?
No, I do it in the foreground. I live alone. I can do it wherever I want. I just don't do it on stream.
Yeah. Make sure you turn the camera off first.
Yeah, don't be like that guy, right?
Yeah.
That motherfucker, the women in there was one black woman. She was like, no, 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 nope. And she was like, I'm out. She did so quick. She's like, I do not want to see that white dick. Everybody in the chat, remember that? Where the guy was hosting the Zoom meeting and he thought he iconed himself and he went in the other room and got lotion and fucking tissue and he started whacking his
What?
shit.
No, I
Right
don't
at the
know that.
beginning of the business. Do you think he kept his job, Ollie?
I have no idea. Probably not, though.
And he's hosting it, so he's got to be like a higher up tech guy to host like a serious business meeting on Zoom like that. But he
Yeah.
lost his fucking job over wanking it. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Marie. Hi, whoever
Marie.
else is out there.
Well,
So
at least
funny,
he
though.
lost a job over something important.
Yeah,
I
really. right?
mean, I don't know about that, dude. You know, God, if you're not,
man.
if you're in between that low level and high level and you're in that mid level job, those are hard to get. Like, those are the
Yep.
ones that everybody fucking grabs because either they have a little bit of an education or, you know, just not enough to be up higher. So
So he gave up a good job for a hand job.
I thought it was a politician did it too, Marie. You shut the fuck up. Are you
I think she's saying it was a politician that did it.
No, he wasn't a politician. Not as far as I know. He was just running a Zoom meeting for his company. And he got
Maybe.
fucking busted.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Marie, look that up for me. Throw the link in there and everybody can go watch it and laugh after my stream's done. So
After, yep.
I'm doing an after party as a pre-party, and hence the pre-branch tree party. And that was a joke on tea party as well. Because my guest for Root and Branch tonight will not be around until 9 p.m. No, 10 p.m. Eastern. So we are running until that time. And about 10 till I'll kill this and then we'll run over to the other stream. And I'll give you guys a link for that as well at that point. Hi, Mac. It was a politician in Canada, Kevin, that did that as well.
I have no idea.
Wow. Because this other guy was not a politician. He wasn't dressed up or nothing. He was not anybody important. Anyways, good shit. Stupid shit people do on the internet. I do have to say, though, I was laughing when on the way home, I stopped at a red light and opened up my Twitter, and the first thing I saw was, where's everybody going to get their information? The TERFs and the Trumpers, Facebook's down.
Facebook was down today?
Yeah.
I heard
guess it
Facebook
was.
down like the entire day.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. I don't know. I really don't.
I think it was they did it by choice.
I logged in on Facebook at lunchtime, my time, which would have been right around 2 o'clock Atlantic, so 1 o'clock Eastern. It was working then.
I'm home for like an hour and 15 minutes before I even go on here. This cat ignores me. I start talking to you guys. Here she is. Yeah. This lump right here. This lump. Say, I was fine till you started talking to somebody else. Zoom dick incident. That's what they called it. New Yorker.
The Zoom dick.
Jeffrey Tubin. Oh my God. You know, you're smart for it, Commander, for one. Yes, it is a miracle if Facebook goes down. It's awesome when Facebook goes down. I don't really, honestly, I just have it so I can check on my family. Like, I don't give a fuck about Facebook. I wouldn't even give a shit about Twitter, except I have to have some way to communicate with everybody. That's the only thing I use it for is the DMs. Facebook was down for hours. The DNS routes, Cadence, what does that mean? And hello. Ben! Hi, buddy. How you doing? What's a DNS route, Cadence? I don't know. Something about network system, something?
The DNS is the address that your IP goes to when they're hooking you up with a given service, a given website, I should say.
That sounds right.
So when somebody wiped their IP
You-
address, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I wonder if that was
DNS
just affecting.
servers are the phone books of the internet. Okay.
I wonder if
So
that was
I was-
just affecting the U.S.
That's a good way to put it.
So I was right. Is it a direct network server?
Ox.
Ox. What's up,
Yeah,
buddy?
he keeps
Sandy.
calling me
Sandy's here,
CDN.
too. Facebook and everything Mark Z owned was down. The main system that verifies. Oh, okay. Lovely. That's good. Did everybody survive today with no Facebook? Everybody okay out there? Any mental
Yep.
health issues?
Facebook, what's that?
Right. That's pretty much how I feel about it. I literally just use it to, like, I'll go onto my notifications randomly. I'll click on my Facebook app and I go to my notifications. I'm like,
Well, you heard what else
and
happened
I
with
do
Facebook
this and I go,
today.
yep, everybody's still alive in my family.
Hey, you heard what else happened with Facebook today, right?
Nope.
No,
one
I
of
don't
their
watch news.
one of their former employees came out with all kinds of corporate papers that she stole that demonstrates how Facebook was using its service to manipulate the election. And
How did they do that? Who pays that much attention to Facebook?
Well, actually, lots and lots of people, because they're so
Yeah.
stupid, they think Facebook is actually true. And so when they let things like certain arguments and deceitful exaggerations about the virus and shots and vaccines and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
they're able to keep people online longer because of the turmoil. And when they do that, when they keep people on longer, they make more money. And so they were trading, letting the people get all kinds of bullshit in their lives for money, intentionally, knowingly, and happily. And
Yeah.
that one broke. And golly gosh, suddenly Facebook went down for several hours.
Yeah,
I wonder
Sandy
what
said
happened.
she came out with some internal memos and out with the dirt. She came out with
Yeah.
the dirt.
Zuckerberg is he's a freaking ass Republican criminal. He's only in it for the money. He couldn't care less about the people who actually use
Well,
the
of
system.
course, he was rich by the time he was like 20. Of course, he's in it
He's
for
just
the
a
money.
total little prick. He doesn't have any compunction about lying. He's just a waste.
He
of
was
carbon.
loaded by the time he was 25. Of course, he's just worried about. If he was worried about anything else, he would have changed what he was doing by the time he was 25.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he's just going after cash. That's exactly what it is. Bunch of greedy motherfuckers in this world. But that's the problem, is that the people that are the most, you know what? My cat is just going to stand there and wave her tail and kind of, thank you. The people that make the most amount of money are greedy because they're the ones that have the fucking willpower to go out there and get rich. The rest of us are like, fuck it, I don't need it. I'll be okay with this amount, But those greedy bastards, they'll slit a fucking throat for it. They don't give a fuck. Mark,
Like,
you poo
I'll
is
buy a lottery
pissed.
ticket every now and then, and
Aw.
if I win the
Sorry,
lottery, then I'll
Sandy.
be rich. But that's the only way I ever see myself being rich.
Well,
Oh,
you
we
never
all
know.
ever be rich.
Somebody wins.
Yep.
But I did hear that you had to play in order to win, so that's a problem because I never play it.
Yeah, I play a couple of times a year. I don't play often enough to win anyway.
Yeah.
Even if playing often was the thing that made you win. Because really,
Damn,
it's just luck.
Forgot to call my future therapist today. Have to do that tomorrow.
Future therapist?
Yeah, in order to get surgery and shit done, things are easier to get approved if you have a is it a psychologist or psychiatrist, Jenny? Psychiatrist. If you have a psychiatrist deem you're not crazy, you can go have your surgery.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I'm trying to find one that like takes my insurance and won't charge me a fucking arm and a leg go see him. Although the good news is I had So the first appointment when you first go into a doctor's office and they do the meet the doc appointment, or if they do a physical exam on you, that's free and insurance covers it 100%. But if you do any follow-up exams, then, any follow-up appointments you have to pay out of pocket. My out of pocket is $40 for my PCP. So I was like, fuck, I got to spend this money. And so it was almost time for my appointment, and I'm at work, and the girls start joking around going, should we take your temperature back? Make sure you're okay to go in?
Why are they giving you PCP?
No. Primary care physician, not the drug.
Oh.
They took that shit. That shit's been going off the streets for years. You're telling your age, Jenny. Anyways, so the girls go, I said, yeah, I guess I got to pay my copay too. And Michelle goes, ask her just to kill it. Ask her to waive it. And I was like, they do that? And she's like, yeah, for employees. I was like, oh. So I went in there and I did the whole visit. I went to leave. I said, oh, hey, Deb, I heard that if you won't, it's okay. I heard you guys might waive the copay. And she was like, oh, yeah, just tell Marissa just to skip it. And I was like, okay, I don't have to pay any copays.
Excellent.
It's $40 a pop, man. It's a lot of money right now. I can't afford that shit. So. Oh, okay. Jay. Oh, is that how you win? I've been looking through the want ads for lottery winner position. Never found one.
Huh? Yeah. No, you can't. I got 3 tickets right over there that I bought earlier this year. I still haven't checked them yet. Right.
Look, I bought it. One day I was feeling like really good, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna spend like $5 and buy some scratchers. So I bought 3 $1 ones and a $2 one.
If you spend the money on tickets, you got to check the numbers because it only lasts for 6 months, and then it defaults to nobody has the number.
Well, but he's in Canada.
It's a year here.
True. See,
it's a year.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, no, I think it's generally a year. But so I scratched off all the tickets and I won like $5. I was like, okay, I got my money back. I'm cool with that, right? That's a win for me. So I put it in the console of my truck. I don't know where it is. I lost it. But if that was a $5 bill, I would have fucking had my hand on that shit. It would have been like tucked away somewhere, But because it was a lottery ticket, I had to, because I'm ADD, I had to leave it out so I wouldn't forget it because I had already forgotten it for like 2 or 3 months. So I left it on my console, and I think I was driving because I always drive with my windows open, and I think it blew somewhere.
You went right out the window?
I know it's probably down by my driver's seat, but every time I'm in my truck, I don't remember to look for it. So I'll remember right now, and then later on, I won't have a clue. That thought ever went through my head.
Yep.
Woohoo! No copays. What is this, Canada? Marie.
What is this, Canada?
What is this, Canada? Oh, okay, I read it
Yep.
wrong. I thought you were joking around with Ollie. Yeah, I know, right? I didn't even know they could do that shit. I'm so excited because I got to see her pretty much every fucking month. So I'm happy. Yeah, you can save me $40 a month. Fuck yeah. Because really all it does is come out of all she's doing is not taking $40 from me because that goes into her pocket. So anyways, that's it. That's all I got. All right, let's end this stream. No, I'm kidding.
Good night.
Night. No. Jenny, how you been doing?
I've been fine.
Yeah. Rehab today?
No, I'm done with rehab.
Oh, you're done with it now. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were trying to no, you can't do more? Won't pay for it?
They only let you go for so long.
Well, that sucks, though. You were doing so good with it.
Well, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Life stuff, and then you die.
Yeah, fucking insurance.
Yep.
Can't you get PT for like your back or your knee or something so you can keep exercising and somebody help you?
Well, no, because if you did something like that, then they're going to put you on a different program than for cardio. It's
I know that, but going in and having to work on your back, it can't make it any worse.
It's a completely different department.
Oh, I understand that. I know. I work at a doctor's office. I know how it works. But
apparently you don't.
There's ways to finagle things so you can still get stretched and everything.
No,
PT still a workout. No,
it's different. It's
Well,
entirely.
no, I know it's different, honey. I know. I'm telling
Well,
you, I
let-
know. I'm just
what
trying to get you
makes you think they
something
can-
anywhere
makes you-
in that
What makes you think
therapy
you can go to a plumber shop
physical
and get electrical work done?
range. That's all I was trying to do.
Goofy
You know what?
guy.
She's being shitty tonight. I might just have to kick her out, Ollie. I don't know if I can.
Fine.
Fuck with her tonight.
That's up to
No,
you.
I'm kidding.
But I know a bunch of plumbers that know all kinds of stuff about electricity. I'm just saying. I'm not sure they should be working on it, but they do anyway.
Yeah, is it going to pass code? That's the question.
Depends on if it's like my brother or not. He kind of knows all that shit and all the code. Not kind of. He knows all that shit and all the codes. He knows how far to put everything away. I don't know how he fucking remembers all that shit. He's like, I'm not smart. I'm like, whatever, dude. Shut the fuck up. The numbers
He's
in
just
your
got a
head.
brain
that
that works that way.
He
I
does,
understand
but
that.
he thinks he's stupid. He tells me all the time, no, I'm stupid. I'm not even intelligent. I'm like, all right.
My dad's the same way. He's got a
All
real
right,
good
buddy.
brain for remembering how things go together and whatnot like that, but he's always saying that, oh, I'm not smart enough to do that. So
Yeah, I do
But
that
that's
to
all
myself,
right.
though. So I can't even talk shit about my brother because I do that to myself.
I am not smart.
not smart.
We are not smart.
Yes.
Remember that episode of
Yep.
Next Generation?
Especially since they just
Nope.
revisited on the most recent episode of Lower Decks.
Oh.
Ah.
They had the Packlets. That's what they're called, the Packlets. They had an episode with the Packlets.
Oh, okay,
So,
I didn't remember that. I'm not into it that much.
well, are you the cartoon Lower Decks? Have you even seen an episode of that yet?
Uh-uh.
Oh, you should. It's funny. It's so funny. It's Star Trek with a sense of humor.
What channel is it on?
Where do I watch it? It records and then I usually watch it the next day. I think it's on the Sci-Fi channel here.
Oh
So,
no, I meant what broadcast channel?
Yeah, that's what they're called. What do you mean? I'm in Canada, so that we
You know, over the air TV. You know, not cable.
over the air TV.
You know, broadcast, that magical thing where they transmit
She's
invisible.
saying, is it like
invisible-
ABC, CBS?
Yeah,
Or
like I
can
said,
you find it without
you guys
cable?
have the Sci-Fi channel down there, right? We call it Space here in Canada. You guys have the
Right,
Sci-Fi
but
channel?
she's trying to find it not on the sci-fi channel. That's
Oh.
what she's saying. She doesn't have cable, apparently.
I would try CBS, maybe. Might
Okay.
be on there too.
I can't get
Google it.
CBS.
Just Google it on your phone, Jenny.
Yeah.
I can't get CBS. It doesn't come through.
Really?
Yep.
I have one of those
Neither
external
does-
antennas.
Neither does NBC.
Oh. I have an external.
Yeah, I just
antenna
looked it
'cause
up.
I had
It's on
no-
CBS All Access.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I can't afford that crap.
Yeah, no, you have to pay for that, Ollie. I
Yeah.
can't afford that crap.
I've never had cable in my life.
Oh.
I have. It was a waste of fucking money. I'll never do it again. This day and age, there's no sense in having cable.
I have cable because I have high-speed internet. And when I have
Well-
cable, I get a big deal off everything, so it doesn't cost me that much more to have cable.
Right. That's what happened to me at the last place I lived, and I went ahead and got cable because it was only like, I don't know, like $4 or $5 a month with the internet. So why not, right?
I'm paying $40 extra a month on top of my internet, but I got high-speed fiber op.
Oh, okay.
So
I can get cable for about $50 a month, or I can get internet with cable for about $100 a month.
yeah,
God, that's expensive.
Yeah, no shit.
You know what you should look into, Jenny, if you ever decide, hey, you know what, I want to get internet. I have 30 extra bucks or something a month. Check into the local, look for local or nearby nonprofit. That's the key, folks. Nonprofit internet services. They're doing them now because of COVID, and there's a lot of people that live out far out that there's no internet service and they couldn't get internet so their kids could do their schooling. So all these nonprofits popped up, giving out, selling, and my landlord has it. I stream on it. There's 3 houses using this internet right now. I'm on Wi-Fi off of the internet because I haven't bought a new cable yet. I'm gonna set up my new setup with my monitors, and then I'm going to buy a cable and hook it directly to my router. So I'm on Wi-Fi on a router that's hooked directly to a access point, one of 3 access points on the property, because my landlord said, I'm going to make a mesh system so our phones work all over the property. I was like, cool. So the access point's right by my house. I can't get signal off of it Wi-Fi. So I ran it into my router, and I run Wi-Fi for my phone and computer off of that router. The only time it lags really bad on me is if I bring up like Twitch or Twitter or something on my computer at the same time, and it lags really bad. But otherwise than that, I get like little tiny glitches here and there. But there's a guy
I was
over
going to say
here.
you have a good connection, so
Yeah, well, there's a guy over here using the same internet. He's using the Wi-Fi off the same access point. And then the people over at the house, my landlords, and they have TVs, blah, 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 whatever. So everybody's using the internet at the same time, and I'm not even lagging. And before, I'd be using the internet by myself, and I would lag. And he pays, here's the catch, guys. It's Radio Wave. He pays like $42 a month. $42 a month. And we have all the internet we can fucking use. Are you serious, Marie? She said there's several apartment complexes here in Austin that you're literally forced to pay for cable to live there. That's bullshit. That I would fucking unless it's in the lease and you sign saying yes, I'll pay for cable. Then you just fucked yourself.
well, that might be what she means. It could be part of the rent.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of like dorms and stuff like that are like that. So
Well,
when I used to,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I used to work for an internet like a tech support company, and there was a bunch of campuses in around the University of the LA, whatever it's called, ULC. There's a bunch of campuses there, and that's the way it's set up. You pay your rent for the room, but the room you're agreeing to pay cable, you're agreeing to pay for your internet. It's all built into your rent, right? So we used to get calls all the time because my internet won't work. What's wrong? It's like, have you tried turning it off and turning it on again? Try that. Oh, look, the router reconnected. Thank you. It's 90% of the time that would work. It's like the couple of times that it wasn't working, it was like, well, we're getting calls from everybody. It's down for the building. You'll have to wait till service shows up.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Kevin, let me tell you how not bad that is. So these outer reaches where I live, where we all live out in the country-ish area of the high desert, and we're away from town, there's no cable run anywhere. Once you get outside the really expensive neighborhoods on the edge of town, anything past that, there's no cable lines anywhere. So you can't just pay for cable. You have to get either satellite or the radio version. Satellite, okay? I was on satellite before, and you can ask Jenny. I used to get kicked off my own streams all the time. We had satellite. She got the most expensive satellite they had. My landlord paid, are you ready for this? You guys think cable's expensive. $238 a month. $238 a month. And what they did was they kept, every time she raised it up because it wasn't working well, and she didn't know anything, she knows nothing about it. Like, she's brilliant book-wise, and she works for the school system, and she's brilliant. She has no fucking clue about anything that's like tech like that. So she kept upgrading her ship, but they were only upgrading the which one's higher, upload or download? I just spaced out.
Downloads faster.
Okay, so yes, that's what it is. They kept upgrading her download speed. They never upgraded her upload speed. So she was like, "Well, look, I have this great package. I don't understand." And I was like, "Joni, can you bring it up on your phone or something? Do you have it like so I can see the account information?" She's like, "Sure." And it's like, 200 Mbps or whatever. 3. All of them, every single plan. 3 of upload speed. 3. You can't do anything with 3. I know, I tried. It was really fucking frustrating. I got kicked off my own streams all the time. And I would put myself back in when my internet started working again because it was satellite and it just fucking stops working sometimes. And I'd come back in, everybody be talking. I'd be like, "Hi."
What did I
If it
miss?
came back, you guys are fine without me. But yeah, it used to happen to me all the time. Satellite sucks. Don't anybody ever pay for fucking satellite. If you're out in the middle of nowhere, you need internet, get the radio shit, the radio wave shit. It's cheap. It's the best way to go. The fucking, and this is the crazy thing. Like the satellite dishes are like this, you know, but the
Yeah.
radio ones, they're like this big, and they're
Yeah.
light plastic, and you just hang them on the side of your house. You're done. There's nobody. They don't even, the one with the company we went with, they just sent us everything. And then Colin was like, something's not right. And they're like, oh, we didn't send you the other piece of the bracket. So it took like a month for him to set it up, or them to set it up. But it's so cheap. Like, how could you even fucking be mad about it? There was like they put like $30 down and then paid the first month. So it was like $72 out of pocket for the first month. They don't even charge me for internet because it's so cheap. They're like, don't worry about it.
If it works, it works.
If I buy internet here for the $50 a month, I get fiber hookup.
You get a fiber hookup for $50 a month?
Yep.
I pay $120 a month for mine. Of course.
That's cheap, Jenny.
Canadian to American dollars, that means I'm probably paying $85 American, $90 American, right? So.
Exactly, Cadence. So I know Jenny can't read it. She said, yeah, that's cable coax net for you. It's amazing for download, but you're literally hardware limited to about 5 Mbps. But with satellite is the same. You can broadcast down, but data going up to satellite is a crapshoot. Yeah, and I would do speed tests on that satellite, and I would get download speed was like 10 or 11, and the upload was like 3.5 on a good day.
Yeah, see, it takes a lot of power to send a signal 26,500 miles.
Right, yeah. Exactly. And with the radio, it just catches the nearest radio tower, and you're good. You know,
yeah. To us, just ain't going to cut it.
Yeah, no. So now I did a speed test off of Wi-Fi, and I have my upload is like, I think it ranges between 22 and 28. Or my download does, and my upload is somewhere between 6.9 and 9 something, depending on who else is using it, I guess. But fine, I can do anything now. Jay says there's also hella latency with satellite. Yes, you could get super fast download, but it takes a while for the signal to traverse that distance, so real-time stuff is not happening. Yes, and I used to be also on that satellite when it was working and no one else was using it. I was always like 5 seconds behind everybody. And the people on my panel were constantly like buffering and chirping, and I'd have trouble understanding people, and I'd freeze, and yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm going to go do a speed test right now and tell you what I'm getting. How's that sound?
Do it. Do it.
Just got to pull it up here. I got one saved here someplace. I just got to find it. Speed test by Okla.
All right, Marie.
All right, here we go. So Bell Canada uploads, or my download speed. Go. Is it going? Yeah, it's going. It started off at 274. Now it's spiking at 380, 390, 406, 420. Yeah, it maxed out at about 422.
Damn.
My upload speed is 90, 92, 97, 99, 90, 102, 103. Yeah, I love my fiber op.
Yes, Jay. Yes, Jay. It is 420 time. It is always after work.
Always
is
420
always
here.
420 with me.
I've been busting up pot for the last little while and ignoring smoking pot. So
$86 and $68 a month, 68 cents a month for Randy to have internet in his house. Hey, Randy, do you run off of Wi-Fi, or are you doing a hotspot off your phone right now, or how are you doing that it's so horrible? Marie said she's paying $55 a month, getting 74 down and 11 up. That's more than enough to do anything you want with, for sure.
Except play really good video games.
Purple, why don't you come in? We got a good 50-ish minutes, 55
Perp
minutes.
the derp. Come on in, perp the derp.
Yeah, Perp. Perp's not a derp. Be nice to Perp. That's my buddy. It's my friend.
But it
Did
rhymes.
Jenny say derp or nerp? I thought Jenny said nerp.
No,
Perp the nerp.
Perp the derp.
Derp.
It just rhymes so nicely.
Which kind of reminds me of purple
I
nurples.
call her the perp slurp.
The perp slurp.
That's the way I also can think of that.
That might not come across right sometimes. Come on now. The perp slurp.
Perp says she's paying 75 a month, about 80 down, 10 up. Yeah, that's good. Damn, $70 a month. Oh, you have cable. That's why. Yeah, cable runs faster.
Yep.
Ox said 70 a month, 350 down, 20 up.
Yep.
So
That sounds about right with cable. With the max end cable outlets. You're limited on your upload speeds, and that's when you're playing video games, you want to upload. That way, you shooting somebody is happening before they're shooting you.
Harmonica Man said he's using Wi-Fi. Well, so am I, Randy. But is that
Death-
the internet you pay for?
death by
And you're
delay.
using Wi-Fi?
Death by delay.
Death by
Yeah.
delay, yeah.
Yeah,
Death, flag
that's
death.
Randy's problem. Every time he goes on a stream, people get irritated with him, and I'm the one of the ones that does the disclaimer. Disclaimer: Randy is 6 to 10 seconds behind, normally 8.
For me, it's usually he's about 3.5, 4 seconds behind, but he is quite far behind, it seems, most of the time.
Yeah, well, Ox, you don't need cable internet. Cable, like channels. Everything's on Netflix and everything else. And it's so like I have no trouble. I just pay $11 a month for Netflix, and then anything that my son has, he'll give me his passwords for like Hulu or Amazon or whatever if I want them, and then I can get that for free because he'll pay for it no matter what. So he just pays like that extra $2 a month or whatever, and so he can get another device on it. Kevin, I've never tried my Wi-Fi hotspot off my phone because this is why. Because in my house, I don't get any cell signal. I live in an aluminum house. There is no cell signal in here. Even when I put the windows in, and since I put the windows in, I can sometimes get one little tiny bar that'll flip on and off. If I have the door open and I'm not near the door, like I'm over here, same thing. I have to stick the phone out the door. And I've had to do it before because one time it was storming and we lost power and I lost Wi-Fi and I was trying to communicate with my landlords what was going on. So I had to keep sticking my phone out in the rain and I was like this. Okay, answer real quick, send. Come on. I'm getting wet. Okay, there we go. Go back inside. So, but if that's the worst I have to put up with to have my own tiny home, I don't care. It's worth it. Fine. I got to go open the door for the cats. Once it's dark, they know I always open it. Now they're yelling at me.
You put your cats outside unattended, unleashed. That's immoral.
That shouldn't be allowed.
No, it shouldn't.
I can't do that with my dog,
That's right.
right?
And your dog doesn't go around killing shit just for the fun of it.
Exactly.
Wait
My dog.
a minute. Hold on. What did you say
My
about
dog-
the cat being outside unleashed?
That's right. I don't think
Who?
that should be allowed.
Oh, I don't think it is.
Neither one of us.
I
So
think you have to have a leash on you. Even if you have any animal, you have to have a leash on it. You can't just have it outside.
yeah, but it's
Well,
accepted
what did
practice
you
that
just
doesn't
do?
count for
You
cats.
let your cats out.
Wait, but
You
you
let
can't
your
talk
just
at
you
the
just
same.
let your cats out unattended.
No, I did not. I
Are
opened
they
the
on
door.
leash?
No, I have a screen door. I opened the main door, shut the screen door. I
Oh,
had my brother
okay.
custom make me and weld me and build me a bifold screen door. So
Just
I
the
have
way you
enough
said it
room in
when
my
you were
tiny home to have it.
when you were going the way you said it, it kind of sounded like you were letting the cat out.
No, oh gosh, no. No, I said
So
so they can look out, not get out. Oh god.
okay,
Oh, there's
and
coyotes
then
and fucking rattlesnakes and big tarantulas out there and nope. This
okay,
one, my female has gotten out like 8 times and I had to but several of them were in the rain and she was underneath of like she'd run from underneath my truck to underneath my house and I can't get underneath there like I'd have to
yeah,
lay down and crawl and by the time I start crawling she would just run so I had to
yeah,
like wear her down and then the last time she did it my brother was staying at the casita and he was working on renovating it and I was like bro you got a flashlight and he's like no and I said damn cat's out. So he comes out and he's got a flashlight. I was like, where'd you get the flashlight from? He goes, I don't have a flashlight. And I was like, go around the other side and just point the light at her. So he just crouched down a little bit and point the light at her. It kind of freaked her out and she backed up and I grabbed her and I took her back inside. And so then I walked him back over to the casita and we were talking and smoked a cigarette. And I was like, what do you have? Because it was pitch black out. There was no moon. Like there was a new moon that night. It was dark as fuck out. And because there's no light pollution out here. So when it gets black, it gets pitch black. So I was like, what do
yeah.
you have? And he goes, zit, zit, a drill.
A drill with a light on it.
Yeah, he had his
Yeah,
Makita
okay.
drill and he was just holding his finger down so the light would stay on. But I mean, it
Yeah.
worked. He fucking,
Yeah.
it worked fine. It was a great, because he came around the corner. I was like, damn, that's weird. That's not like his normal flashlight he has, you know? And I
Yeah.
was like, what the, where'd you get that? I thought you said you didn't have a flashlight. It was pretty fun.
I always try and keep a flashlight handy. This one's got a magnet on it. It sits right here underneath my desk.
YouTube sent you a notification an hour and 5 minutes late. Oh yeah, I have one of those kind of like that. Yeah.
I'm obsessed with
several.
flashlights. Ever since I was a kid, I've been addicted to flashlights.
My kid is obsessed with flashlights too. He's always like he wanted different types of flashlights. If I got him a weird looking flashlight for his birthday or for Christmas, just ecstatic. It was his favorite thing.
I just got this new one from Harbor Freight. It's it's plenty bright for a tiny pen light. It's like 250, 300 lumens, something like that. But it also does ultraviolet black light.
Ah, nice.
And so I can use it for
black light. But
leak the tension.
Ever since I got this flashlight, it's been my favorite flashlight. Now, it doesn't really seem to get off that much light, but it's a lantern.
Yeah, I have one of those. Actually, I might have 2.
I love it.
I have, because I always, when I built my tiny house, I was like, I want to be able to live off grid too if I want to. Like, so I could literally go camping for a week and have nothing to plug into. And as long as it's not too hot or extremely cold, I'm fine. I mean, even if it gets cold, actually, I'm fine. I have a portable inside butane or propane heater that I can use.
Propane?
Yeah.
Get yourself one of those oil-fired ones. They're really so cheap to run.
What is it?
Basically, it looks like a radiator that you used to have in the old houses.
Oh,
right?
you already have one of those.
But it's full of oil instead of water.
Yeah.
And it just,
I have one of those. Yeah. That's what I use year round. I'm just saying I have 3 different forms of heat. So,
yeah, those are great.
As long as it's not too hot, I can go live off of grid for like a week or something, no problem. Because I have a bunch of propane in the back. I have a propane stove. I have all these flashlights. I have packs of batteries that I keep laying around that I haven't even opened up yet. So yeah, I'm like, if the shit hits the fan, I can survive easily for, well, as long as I get cat food and litter, I can survive easily for about 2 months. That's what I have in my house right now with food and stuff.
I'd like to get myself a emergency generator just to run that wood stove over there.
Oh, I forgot. I have an electric generator that recharges off of solar panels. I need to buy 2 more solar panels, but Well, it's actually a bifold set. They're just not very big, so I want 2 more of them.
Wait a minute.
So-
Why do you need power for a generator?
I don't need power for a generator. What do you mean?
Well, you said you have to recharge your generator.
Well, just like, yeah, but it's electric. There's no gas. So I set up solar panels and it charges it. It's a solar charged generator, electric generator.
Yeah,
And
there's gotta
since
be
you
a
probably
fuel
don't know
source
what
of
I'm
something.
talking about, just look up anybody that wants to see it. Look up Sun Joe electric generator. It's one of the best ones they make for the price. I do need to buy more panels, but
Okay, so it has batteries that get charged.
it's like anything else that's solar powered, where they have like a deep cell battery to hold the charge. This is just a very big battery, and this thing weighs like 120 fucking pounds.
Oh, okay. See, a battery is
beast
not
to
a
move.
generator. You were calling it a generator. It's not a generator. It's a battery.
Well, but they call it an electric generator officially.
But it's not. It's a battery.
No, it's actually
the technology
it's
is
actually a very
totally
large
different.
battery pack that can be
And-
solar charged or plug-in charged. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
But they call it an electric
See what
generator.
you were saying is I need power to make my machine that creates power work. Which is true. I mean, every generator needs some form of it turning to create power. But to have to charge it up so that it can produce power, that doesn't make sense. It's a generator. If you turn it, it should create its own power.
Well, yeah, I know that, but that's what they call it because they can't. If it still pushes out electricity.
It's not a generator. It's
So
a battery.
that's why I'm not arguing with you, Jenny. I'm telling you what the fuck they call it. Quit arguing with me about it. I'm just telling you, if you look online, that's what it's called. It's called a solar powered electric generator.
Well,
That's what
I'm
they
telling
call
you
it.
to rise above the ignorance of the corporation. It's
I
marketing.
didn't say I didn't. I said it's what it says online. What the fuck? I'm gonna kick her out. I swear to God. I swear to God. I'm gonna fucking. I love you, but I'm gonna kick you out.
Well, I got to be
fucking
honest with you. I
arguing with
kind
me.
of
I can't-
disagree with
I
Jenny
get
on
that
this.
at work all the time. Do not pick a petty argument with me. I can't. I can't.
I think it is a
I'll blow my
generator.
top. I do all day long. I get yelled at by people for shit I have never done wrong. So I can't take any of that crap. Anyways,
me
go
out on
ahead,
this.
Ollie. What?
I'm saying I think it
still
is a
creates
generator.
electricity.
Yes, it converts solar energy into electricity, so it
Then
generates
it puts it in a
electricity from
battery and
solar
then
energy.
back out from the battery.
So it is a
to the
generator.
Yes, it really is. Although it does not itself, like it doesn't create electricity. It's not called an electricity creator. And what it should be called is a electric storage / output device. That's
Yeah,
what it should be called.
there is a term for that, but I'm not going to say it because you'll get mad. ask Richard.
Yes, a converter. Thank you, Purple. That's the word I was looking for.
Yep.
I couldn't think of converter. But yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, Sunlight Make Things Go device. Yes, Jay. Thank you.
It's a make things go device.
Let's
I
move
like
on
it.
so I don't kick Jenny out. We've moved on with our lives and held the love in our hearts that we have for each other. Anyways. Yeah, no, I'm not arguing, Sandy. I know they call it the wrong thing. It's just what they named it. Because when you look it up online, people don't know what the fuck anything is. So they try to lump everything into one big category so somebody will find their shit. Because if they called it a solar powered battery pack electrical output device, no one would find it. They would never find it.
That's right. So for marketing purposes, it is a generator because it's in the category of things that provides electricity when you don't have normal form of electricity.
Let me
because
tell
they
you,
want
though,
to sell it as that.
It's fucking cool, right? So I could run like my refrigerator off of it if I wanted to, but I couldn't run much else than charging a cell phone or whatever off of it. So if I did use it, it would only be for like refrigeration. But But the cool thing about it is it has all the ports and everything, USB ports on it. It's got several plugins. It's got like an extendable handle that's made out of metal and not plastic like most things. And it has two
How
wheels. And
portable is it?
you just pull out the handle and you roll it.
So you could take it camping with you.
It's like luggage.
You could easily take it camping with you. That's
Picture,
I'd love to have one of those.
luggage where you slide the handle out and pull it. It's like that, but it's square. And it weighs it might not be 120, it might be like around 90 to 100 pounds, but it's fucking heavy. Like,
but
I had to pick it up
run...
and put it in the back of my trailer, and I was like, oh, and I'm not weak.
Would it run a small TV?
Hard. Huh?
Would it run a small TV?
Like a
22-inch television.
It goes up to like 1500 watts.
Oh my. Yeah. So it'd be awesome to take with you camping because you'd have your computer and television set up in your tent.
I literally, if I had signal, I could do whatever I wanted. Like, that's why I planned it like this. I did it intentionally because I wanted to be able to, like composting toilet. I wanted to be totally portable. I don't want to deal with emptying a black tank. I go next door, take a shit and take a shower whenever I want. You know, right now I'm just going to the gym so much. I'm just showering at the gym. So that's convenient, you know, go to the gym in the morning, I shower, and then I go to work. So, but I like being portable. I like the fact that within less than an hour, I can have my cats in the carrier, in the truck, have all the shit laying down that might roll over, and my cabinets are all locking. All I have to do is turn the key. It's the key sticking out of the cabinets, and take the stuff off I just bungee my air fryer and my coffee maker to the wall behind it. I have screws and I just bungee that and I'm gone. I can be gone in less than an hour.
Yeah.
And I like it. I like the fact that I want to be, I can't be tied down. I'm not a brick and mortar person at all. My ideal partner would be somebody that parks their tiny home right next to mine. Get your own space, but you can like walk out one door to the other.
You had said portable showers are at the same time I was reading solar powered or solar panels in the chat. Yeah. And it made me remember something from camp back in the mid 80s.
What's that?
The solar powered portable shower.
Oh, what a waste of time.
No, it was actually pretty good because it wasn't really solar powered. It was this big black cube shaped bottle.
They have them today, and they only work if you're in like where I live, where the sun's really hot.
Right? Mm-hmm. You hang the damn thing in a tree where it's in the sun.
Yeah.
And it's just got a hose coming down off it. It's got a sprinkler handle on the end of it.
And then it's got a curtain you wrap around it.
Yeah, you got a little curtain you wrap around yourself. Yeah. It was like
I use the sun to heat up the water.
It would just barely be above like air temperature, but it was at least a little warmer than air temperature. But you'd have to leave it hanging there most of the day.
Right. Well, that's the thing about it is it's useless in the wintertime.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's only, you can only use it for like 3 or 4 months out of the year. Yeah. Don't use it in the morning. Right. It has to be better shower after work when you get home. Yeah.
Well, no,
and
it was
then
the
outside thing, then you have mud to deal with, and so it can, it can be a pain in the ass. You have to plan where you're going to put it.
I have one, complete with a shower stall.
Really, I planned on buying one of those like he's talking about with just the curtain and everything. I'm going to buy that in case Oh, damn, Purple. Okay.
Wow.
I really think Purple needs a link. I'm just saying.
Let's see.
Purple's like, well, you didn't fucking listen, so I kept.
Well, Purple, you got offered a link earlier and didn't say so right away. So,
I mean, you did wait.
Come on in.
The link's right there. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah. Everybody come on in.
Yeah, everybody come in. I don't care. You got another, 30 minutes. Sorry, Purple. I swear I didn't see it. And I looked at the chat several times. Get off my door.
When you discipline your cats, how do you discipline your cats?
I started out with loudly, sternly yelling no at them and pointing at them. And I did that on purpose. No. So now I can look at them and I just point at them and they go, ooh.
Yeah.
Also, every night when I went to bed, they'd try to go play and run around the house. They did it every night. So I kept going shh really loud, like almost yelling it.
Mhm.
And now when I go to bed at night, if I go shh that loud, it's dead silent in here. I have them
Cool.
trained pretty good, but they're very intelligent cats. I'm actually really lucky. Like they taught themselves how to fetch. They're just, I don't know. They're smart fucking cats. Actually, she did, and he learned it off of her. She started doing it. I threw a toy for her, and she looked at me and looked at the toy, and she finally figured out after a while I wasn't going to go get the goddamn toy. So she started bringing it back. She brought it back to me once, and I pet her and told her she was a good girl, and I gave her a treat, and then I threw it. And after that was it. I gave her one treat. That was it. She was like, "Oh, this is better. It keeps getting thrown." And I get pet.
They like the cats like the chasing action too, right? Once they say, "Oh, that's going to happen," okay, let's do that. So, mine, I'm starting to get frustrated with mine a little bit. My dog, just because she's deaf. Well, I never thought about the dog going deaf, so all of my cues to get her to do things have all been verbal cues, and now she's got no idea that I'm even talking to her. Right, so I'm having to try and convert all my cues over to like pointing and gesturing and stuff like that, and it's hard because I don't have the verbal cue to go with it, so that she can figure out what it is I'm gesturing for her to do.
Right. Yeah.
My cousin
Thank you,
was
Marie.
deaf, so in high school we taught the dog sign language, and I got first place at the Park District Dog Show because I took him through his whole routine without making a sound.
Oh, they're good at that.
Nice.
They can learn it. I just didn't teach, right? I should have taught that. I just never even thought of it. So
my landlords have they start out when their kids are little. They're teaching the baby right now. She's like 4 months old, I think, and they're teaching her sign language right now. And so they've done that with their kids, and then their dog knows English and German, so she listens to both commands in both languages because they just did it to be fun, and they named her Uta. And so it's just like a fun thing for them. I actually had a cat. This is funny. So I had a cat growing up. We had a cat named Mama Kitty. We named her. Her name was Panther, but we called her Mama Kitty. She had a bunch of fucking kittens. Like all of our friends had our kittens. We gave them away all the time. So finally, she stopped producing. But my brother said that cats were stupid and dogs are smart. And I said, no, just cats aren't going to listen to what the hell you say. Cats will do whatever they want.
Cats are stubborn.
Yeah, they're stubborn, right? And I said, dogs are
stubborn,
overly loyal.
Dogs are
pleasing. What do you want me to do? Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I said, you can teach a cat anything. He said, really? And I said, yeah. He goes, teach that cat to beg. And I said, okay. And a week and a half later, I go, hey, bro, come here, man. And he's like, yeah. And I picked up the cat and I put her in the kitchen. And I just stood by the fridge because she thought she might get a treat. And I said, sit. And she looked at me and she sat down. And I reached in the fridge and grabbed a piece of meat, and she got right up like this. And I gave it to her, and he goes, "Son of a bitch!" And he just walked out of the room.
The real difference is that a cat is much better in like a light salad, like a chicken salad, whereas dogs are good for standing roasts.
Right.
What?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
My brain hurt off of that.
The fuck does that even mean? Like, seriously. Like, Ollie and I are not high enough to have interpreted that yet. So, can you please put some context in that?
If you want to retaliate, just make some comment about dismantling a BMW.
That was so weird. Look, it put me out of focus. All right.
Ollie's camera's like, I can't.
Cats are definitely smart. My kitty maths.
There you go. Ollie, try it now.
Sammy doesn't just beg; he maths.
He maths.
Well, he's got his regular food dishes in the kitchen,
right?
But by the closet door next to my desk is his little treat dish, and he will just sit there and stare at me until I get some treats, and I have to drop them in the dish one at a time. but he will just sit and stare at me. He will not look in the dish until he hears at least 5 distinct impacts. He has learned to count to 5.
Okay, you can stop now.
If
That's
it only
enough.
makes 4 noises, he'll just keep looking at me. He won't look in the dish.
Yeah, waiting for that
That's
last one.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's
Nope,
like,
that
you're
was
not done yet.
the right number of drops. Nope,
Yep.
I'm not even looking.
Yeah.
That's great, Perps. That's great. It's hilarious. Cats are so funny, and they have such bizarre personalities. That's why I appreciate them so much. Like these two, they are polar fucking opposite. He's a big baby who wants touched all the time. She is the typical female. Don't fucking touch me until I tell you to. There's no consent here. So if I try to pick her up and she doesn't want to be picked up, she's like, no. Him, anytime I pick him up, he starts purring him immediately. And wants love.
Just
He
loves
doesn't
the
care.
attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just loves to be loved. Well, he's just stuck on me. He's like connected to me or something. It's weird. That cat he's really strange. Okay, so he used to wake me up in the morning. He got used to my alarm clock going off, right? And so about 2-3 minutes before my alarm clock would go off, he would wake me up. And I'd be like, what's up, buddy? And I'd pick up my phone and I go, thanks. Didn't have to hear the alarm, And he would just come over and he'd rub his face on mine and his whisker would go up my nose and that's it. I'd be up because,
Yeah,
fuck,
right away.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Right. So that's how he would wake me up every morning. So he started waking me up earlier by like an hour and a half. And I honestly don't remember if it was around the time change or not. It might have been. I don't remember if it was like a spring time change when this happened last year. So he started waking me up like an hour and 15 minutes. I'm like, dude, god damn, like, shh, go to bed, go to sleep, shh, go lay down. So then he started waking me up at like 3:30 in the morning. I said, look, me and you're gonna have a conversation tonight. So I got home from work and I put him in my lap and I set him down and I looked at him and I said, look, man, that's too early. I get up at 6:30. You don't wake me up before like 6:15, 6:30. It's too early. And I looked him dead in the eye and told him that, and he has not done it since. So you tell me, like, it
Doesn't wake you up anymore at all now?
No, he leaves me alone. When the alarm goes off, he jumps up on the bed and he comes over to say hi to me. Ever since I said that to him, he's weird. I'm telling you. I don't know why the fuck I don't know what is with this cat. I've never had a cat so attached to me and connected to me. And he used to, for the first year and a half I had him, he slept with his paw on me somewhere, not on the blanket, on my skin. Had to be on my skin, my hand, my arm. If I was covered up and it was wintertime, he'd put it on my neck. He had to be touching me at all times. Or he'd stick his paw underneath the blanket and put his paw on top of my hand.
Yeah. With
So he did
dogs
that for
and
like a
cats,
year and a half.
when they're putting their paw on you, they're claiming you.
Oh yeah.
They're saying,
Oh, he
"This is
totally
mine,"
claimed
right?
me.
So
Yeah. He definitely claimed me. And he was just like, he was a rescue that it was my son's ex-girlfriend didn't want him anymore, was like going to take him to the shelter. And I was like, don't do that. That's my cat's brother. Like, bring him to me. I'll take him. So I took him in and he acted weird for like 2 weeks. And then just out of nowhere, he was just stuck on me. Like he was like that human. You like had to think about it between me and my son, right? That human.
Yeah.
So, and he's just been, he's been up my butt ever since.
But I got my dog when she was 5 years old. The farmer that had owned her had gotten rid of her a little over a month before, and then she had gone to a different place. And I'm pretty sure they kicked her in the face. Now the thing is, here's the thing. My dog's history, her job at the farm, and I hate to say this, but was to control the barn cat population. That was her job at the farm. And then she started chasing the horses at the farm, so the farmer was going to put her down, but took her back to where the farmer got him instead, right? So the kennel that sold her rehomed her with this couple that had a kid and a cat. And they told her, wait, if you got a cat, this isn't a good idea because this dog is not going to get along with your cat.
Right.
Well, they had the dog for 3 days and returned the dog 3 days later, and it's missing a tooth. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So then I got the dog about a week after that, and she just attached to me immediately. Like wherever I was, she had to be someplace where she could see me at all times.
Right.
Right. But she wasn't, when I first got her, she wasn't a cuddly dog. She didn't come around. She didn't want to get pet or anything like that. She didn't even wag her tail. She just had to be someplace where she could see me all the time. It wasn't until about 2 years after I got her that she started coming by and then sitting down next to me and accepting me, scratching her behind the ear. And she'd start to wag her tail a bit.
Wow.
Right? It took her a long time to, like, I mean, she looked at me like okay, this guy's the guy that's in charge of me. But it took her a long time to actually come around and start showing affection.
Well,
And now
because
she
the
does-
other people that had her before you didn't give a fuck about her.
Yeah.
Treated her like shit. She just expected to get beat again.
Well,
Yeah, that's typical beaten dog shit right there. She was definitely beat at some point.
Well, that's when she lived at the farm. She lived in the barn. She wasn't an indoor animal. She didn't deal with people that much. Right?
Okay.
Then she went to this house, and right away, her first experience living in a house is, oh, look, there's a cat. That's what I'm supposed to do to a cat.
Yeah.
And oh, now I'm getting hurt because of it.
Yeah.
Right. So she was cowed right away. I don't know if I imagine the farmer probably hit her some too, because like I said, the farmer was saying she was chasing the horses. So the farmer would be trying to kick her anytime she do that. The horses were his livelihood, right? So yeah. But anyway, no, she's a good dog though, but she's deaf. She's 12 years old here in another week. So
And you've had her how long?
it'll be almost 7 years. Because I got her at Christmas 6.5 years ago, whatever. Yeah. So.
Good. I'm glad she found you. Or you found her.
Yeah, no. So I'm going to be sad, though, because, like I said, she's getting old. She's starting to become incontinent. So she's having trouble holding it, like, in a long sleep. Like, during the day, I think she's pretty much fine during the day, unless as long as I let her out every 4 or 5 hours. But through the night, she's having trouble making it through the night. So now my job is to make sure I wake up in the middle of the night and let her out.
Okay.
So, right. So, because my bedroom, she's leaked a couple of times on the floor in there. And it's like she gets up the next morning and she looks at it and she sees it there. And the look she gives me, she knows that I'm in trouble for doing this. Now I don't have to. I can't do anything to her. I realize she's just too old. It's not something she's doing on purpose. So I don't get mad at her. All I do is point at it and say, try and wake me up. That's all I say to her. But I mean, the look she gives me, and for the next hour, she's moping around the house. Acting right sad, like she's in trouble, but she's not, right? So
if she's having that kind of problem, you really should set up a corner with some of those, puppy pads for her. Just so, she doesn't wake you up, but she knows there's one place she's allowed to go.
Like if she ever pees on your floor or something, take the paper towels you clean it up with, put the puppy pads over and put it on top. And then they'll know, oh, that's where that goes.
She's sleeping. You can tell she doesn't get up. She's sleeping herself.
Sleeping. Oh, okay.
Right? So, because I'll wake up and right where she's lying down, it's right at her tail end. And then when she gets up and she notices it, that's when she starts feeling guilty.
Does she have one spot she sleeps in every night?
Pretty close, yeah. So
I try just putting some pads down there and maybe get like a cheap, shitty blanket you don't care about and put it over top just so it seems like it's like a cozy spot for her. Yeah. And that way she'll just pee on that and we'll get in your carpet or on your floor.
See, now she doesn't like that type of stuff. I got her one of those dog beds when I first got her. She wouldn't lie down on it. I put a blanket down on the floor for her to lie down. She wouldn't lie down on it.
Yeah, no, they they either lay on my clothes or on the hardwood. They don't want, and it's weird. I always thought cats liked soft shit.
They want your smell. So like if you give them a bed or something, you should take like one of your t-shirts after you've been sweating so it's got your odor real strong and put it in the dog bed.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do.
Or sleep in the dog bed for a week.
Or sleep in the dog bed.
I would just put the dog bed in bed with me for a week before I would sleep on it for a week. I think being in the bed would get enough, skin cells and stuff on it.
Your socks at the end of the day every day for a week. Just keep putting them in it. Leave your socks there.
God, that poor cat. My feet get really sweaty. They smell like vinegar, like salad dressing. I don't know why. Nobody else, huh? Just me with the vinegar feet. Okay.
I can't comment on that. My feet do not smell like vinegar. They don't smell pretty, but they don't smell like vinegar. No.
That's funny.
Yeah, unless I've been working out, really sweating, I hardly smell it at all. So.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about like you go out and work all day in the sun, kind of sweat.
Yeah, you wait till you've been on tea long enough, and your sweat scent changes. You'll know what smelly sweat is all about.
Yeah.
Well,
honestly, I already have like I don't have a very good sweat smell already. I never have. So it's not going to get any better.
This is something I've heard from several trans people now too, that at some point their scent changed. So animals they had known for a long time kind of were reacting strange to them, like not quite recognizing them.
Yeah, because they have to get used to them all over again. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering if that's going to wind up being an issue, especially with Petunia, with Sloth Girl's cat, because she had lots of issues. And yeah, Sloth Girl's had her for almost 5 years now. And it's only been this year that she's finally been comfortable enough to jump up on the chair with her.
Oh, okay.
Be right back.
Well, just make sure you see her every day.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Just make sure you see her and pet her every day. So as your smell starts changing, she's noticing.
Well, yeah, I go up there for a couple hours every day and check on them.
Yeah, I thought you did. Yeah. Yeah, just do that then. It should be fine. I think if you were like away from the pet for like a day or two and came back, that might be a severe change.
Well, I had a situation, well, actually more than once, where I had somebody who had a dog that didn't like men. And I would get treated that way by the dog. And then after I'd been on HRT for long enough and my scent changed, the dog changed how it dealt with me.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I actually had a cat that couldn't stand men.
He only
let one guy near him, and this guy was such a flamer.
Yep.
That he might as well have been a woman. And I don't know if he was on any hormone therapy or not, but James was the only person that could come near my fucking cat that was male.
The chow that we had when I lived in St. Paul was, other than me, the only one of our male friends that she would even let into the house was, by his own definition, a flaming queer. And the only woman that she had a problem with was a butch dyke. So I always said that she was allergic to testosterone.
Oh, okay.
You know, just anybody who smelled like too much testosterone, she wasn't letting them in the house.
I'm back.
So yeah. So everybody that missed it earlier, I'm doing a pre Root and Branch after party because my guest wasn't available until 10 p.m. Eastern. So I didn't want to start that late and then, not give everybody time to talk afterwards. So once I'm done interviewing them, then I'll let people in to chat with them and stuff for a while.
Okay, yeah, I had been wondering when I turned this on if you were just interviewing Ollie tonight or
who's your guest.
You'll see. I don't tell anybody that. That's half the fun. It's a secret guest. No one ever knows. Except for like Neil telling everybody on 3 streams in a row he was going to be on my show. And I'm like, Neil, you're not getting what I'm saying. Shut up.
So Neil's going to be on your show?
He's already been on my show.
Oh.
Yeah, when it was his turn to come on, he kept yapping about it and everything. He was
telling everybody on his streams, and I'm like, Neil, secret guest, mystery guest, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be on that. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, forget it. Marie said, I spent about a year trying to get an abandoned neighborhood cat to get within 5 feet of me. After 2 years, he let me hold him over the shoulder for several minutes at a time.
Yep. Yeah. When I lived in New York, I wound up taking in 3 cats from the feral colony in the park. And yeah, they took, it was long trust issues. It was like starting out, leaving food for them out on the deck in the backyard, and gradually moving them into the sun porch, and then eventually into the house.
Right.
One of them never got that far. One of them, it's like I would leave food in the basement so he could come in the basement when it was cold, but he wouldn't come up into the living room. He wouldn't come up into the main area of the house.
Okay.
He just did not trust people enough for that.
I mean, that trust has to be built. It's for sure. Almost all animals are like that.
Well, and I expect that most of the cats in that colony were probably ones that students at the preppy college had gotten as kittens when they came to school, and then when they had to go home in the fall, they just dumped them.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I had a thought. What do you think lizard people eat?
Lizard people?
Yeah.
Whatever lizards normally eat,
Like
possibly cooked.
like fresh rats and stuff like that?
Probably.
Well,
why not?
If you're talking like the lizard people from D&D, they eat people.
No, I mean the actual,
whatever meat they can get, they eat.
Yeah, well,
the actual people who are running the country I'm talking about.
Oh. What?
Definitely rats.
Definitely? Okay.
Marie said they eat other lizard people.
Other lizard people?
Mhm.
That sounds like a fun time.
If they could swallow them, I guess.
Yep.
They eat bug people?
Bug people?
That makes sense. Or rat people. Why do they have to be people to eat other people? I don't know how we got there. I'm not sure.
Why don't
Soylent Green.
Why don't snakes eat other snakes?
They do. Some do.
Yep.
Depends on the size of the snake.
Yeah.
The bigger ones will consume the smaller ones. Certain kinds.
And what if they try to consume a snake that's bigger than they are?
That would be stupid.
Generally, the bigger snake wins that fight.
I guess the bigger one would
be
kill
a
them.
snake hanging out of their mouth for like weeks.
Well, it depends on the kind of snake. Some of them, most snakes that they will swallow the thing whole, and there'll be no tail. They'll swallow it all the way whole and keep it in there until it digests. So they don't have to eat very often.
Actually, they found one down in Florida. They found a python that had died trying to swallow a crocodile.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
So, yeah, it was like an 18-foot python that apparently had choked to death trying to swallow a 12-foot gator.
And the gator was dead because his head was inside the snake?
Yeah, the gator had suffocated.
Yep.
It's almost like an oxymoron situation. Like, I want to pick of that.
But I mean, that was
so
one of the
much of
things
that.
that really scared people down there, that the pythons were out of control if they were starting to eat the gators.
I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
They might eat more than people think. I don't think their goal is usually that high, though. It's a pretty high goal.
Well, pythons can get big enough to eat people, can't they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There have
my
been
God,
instances of it.
There's
Actually,
Anacondas?
I read of one just a couple of months ago about a woman who was missing in India, and they found, like a 20-some foot python near the village. And when they cut it open, they found her remains in it.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Yeah, there's pythons over in countries or different kind of snakes. I don't think they're just pythons. I do not know that answer. But there's large snakes overseas that, like, they had a just the other day on Twitter, someone put a video up of one crossing the road and people were just watching it go by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it happens so often there. They're just like, oh, look, a 25-foot long snake.
Yeah. Anacondas
And
down
that
in
sucker,
South America.
The thickest part of it was pretty one size all the way down, but it was so tall that the little kids that were standing around, like, it was as tall if not taller than their back or their head, the back of the snake.
Yeah.
That's how big
It
it
would
was.
very easily eat a number of children.
If it
before
wanted
it
to,
got
but
full.
it's not big enough game for the snake is what it is. Or it just fed.
Yeah.
If it just
Half the
fed
reason
and
why
then went through the town, it's not interested. Yeah, it'll just keep going.
So,
well, like you say, snakes, when they get that big, they will try to take a good size animal, and then they actually may not eat again for over a month.
Right. Exactly.
Yep.
We had a 17 and 3/4, 18-foot boa constrictor. I believe it was. Was it a boa or a python? Fuck, I can't remember. But anyways, I worked plainclothes security at a pet store, and they had in the lizard room, they just walled off with this thick ass plexiglass and like double nailed and screwed it in place and sealed all the edges so no bugs could get in. And this thing has its own habitat, and it has a baby pool in the floor that it can get in. It has a big ass fucking like drift log tree, and they feed it like once every, I don't know, maybe it's a month or something like that. I don't remember. But they were like, and I was like, I'll wait for you guys to lock up. And they were like, oh, we're feeding what, I can't remember the name. We'll call her Bertha. I can't remember the snake's name. It started with a B. And I was like, oh, can I stay for that? And she was like, yeah, sure. And she said, it's kind of gory. And I was like, no, I'm good with that. So they had this live chicken.
Yeah.
And they threw it in there and shut the door. And I was standing in the lizard room, and we had all the lights down a little bit because it was, just the light on in her area or whatever. Because I guess that's how she fed best. And man, that thing just went like, oh, it was a python. That's right. Because it just like slowly, and then its head moved so fast I almost fucking didn't see it happen. And it grabbed the chicken. Oh no, it grabbed it. Oh yeah, it grabbed it around its body, crushed it, and then swallowed it whole.
Yep.
Many years ago, I was photographing tigers at the local zoo for a guy who was doing a doctoral research project on play/feeding behavior of tigers. And he just needed some final things to finish up his research paper. And the zoo was an acceptable arena for capturing this behavior. And so he got me into the zoo in the morning before any of the people get there to photograph them feeding the tigers live chickens. Which I didn't expect. We're going to take pictures of feeding the tigers. Okay, fine. And then I find out it's live chickens. It was something to watch.
Yeah.
And this 500-pound tiger chasing this little 2-pound chicken, and clamping down on it. And that one's done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thing cleared out like 5 chickens in 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
They started doing that in zoos. They started like taking the animals away from people to feed them. And I don't think they should do that because I feel like it's unrealistic. And if they're going to go in there and try to learn about these big cats, it should be realistic, I think.
Yeah,
but it's specifically
non-visiting hours because they didn't want people to see it because they got so many complaints.
Yeah, but it's natural. That's what you should be saying.
I know it's natural, but my kid, when he was 7, 8 years old, my mother and dad were taking him to zoos everywhere. I wouldn't want him to see the feeding, some big animal feeding on some live animal.
Right.
Not at that age.
Well, that's not a kid necessarily, like a little kid.
And that's what you get.
They can make walls. They can make walls for stuff like that, for the feeding area and stuff, so the kids can't see. But I mean, I was at a place where they were throwing big hunks of meat at the lions. That was fucking cool to watch.
Well, that wouldn't be nearly as bad though, because I mean, you wouldn't see or hear a live animal dying.
Yeah, but see, what I liked about it was because it was not a live animal. It was just hunks of fresh meat. But they saw the lions like tearing that meat apart, and the kids were like, "Oh damn!" Like, don't fuck with them. And I think that's an important lesson because these little kids, they just think they're big furry pets. They don't understand. And when they see that animal like tearing apart a piece of fucking meat, it kind of
see those teeth.
Yeah, it makes shit register. This is not a pet. It's not eating like kibble out of a little bowl.
Yeah.
So
when they see when they see teeth that are the size of their forearm, it's like,
Yeah.
you know.
How you doing there?
Good evening, all. How are y'all?
Good.
Good.
It is amazing when you're right next to a tiger or a lion. A tiger more because they're bigger. How big they are. You know, it's just amazing. A big old pane of glass separated us, but this thing came right up, puts its face right onto the glass, you know, and so it's right next to my face. And I realized that, oh, my whole head can fit in that mouth.
Yes.
That
That is a fact.
My whole head can fit in that mouth. Wow.
Like a cracked
Oh,
egg.
It
Yes.
put its paw on the window. It's the size of my chest.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm definitely not going to win this fight, you know.
Here's
When I'm
a
close to horses, like the size of a horse, when you're standing next to it, it's just the massiveness. It just doesn't compare when you're looking at pictures. Also, I saw a picture of somebody with a camel.
Oh, here, maybe make it big. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I saw a picture of somebody with a camel, and it didn't register to me how big camels were. I'll check that out.
That's the biggest snake found in Florida, 2013, 18 and a half feet.
Yeah.
That's
Big
what
snake.
that's what size that snake was at.
You could
the
make a
store I
couple
worked
pair
at.
of boots out of that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you, Ox.
Look at these pythons.
Ox is always good for some good pictures. and
I
shit.
had to go and Google it. So the longest snake in the world, longest snake alive today, is a reticulated python, which can get up to be 8 meters. But the heaviest snake is the anaconda.
Yeah.
They're not quite as
Big,
long, but they're
thick
much
body.
bulkier.
Yeah, they're thicker.
But they're still 25, 30 feet long, aren't they?
Yeah,
At least
definitely,
20.
definitely over 20 feet.
Yeah.
I thought I've heard of anacondas hitting 29 feet. I don't know where the number comes from. It just sticks in my head.
Yeah, what I was looking at didn't give a specific length for the anaconda, but I have heard of them being over 20 feet.
Ox said he's looking up the biggest anaconda right now. Von Rick
Yeah.
said, "Hi, Von Rick. How are you? I could get some matching luggage out of that to match the boots."
And I know I've read countless stories of people who, anacondas that they've chased after because they're hanging around some village and they find their village people in the snake, and that kind of thing. So.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you know how they catch them over there, don't
Up
you?
with these things.
You know how they catch those snakes?
They tie out the town fool. I don't know.
No, they take turns. There's a group of them that go out and they take turns because the snakes don't bite. They try to swallow you, and they stick one leg. They put blood from an animal on one leg and they stick it down a hole. And when the thing grabs up to it by the guy's crotch, they pull that and the snake out of the hole.
That's crazy.
Not kidding you. That's literally how they catch snakes.
Well,
Because
that's
they
kind
can't
of
get
like
them out of the holes. It's the only way
that's
to get
kind
them
of
out
like
of the holes.
that's kind of like what they do in the South when they're noodling, huh?
I swear to God, Ollie, it's a thing. I've seen video of it. I've seen them do it on video. Like it was.
You'd have to
live
be
shit.
crazy to say,
No,
I'm
you
going
look it
to
up.
put some
Look it up. Look it up.
blood on
Snake
my leg and
hunting-
stick it in a hole.
Look up like snake hunting with a man's leg,
Yeah.
or something like that. You'll find it.
You got to
Have
be
you-
able to
have
come
you
up
ever
with something
seen-
better than that. Come on now.
Have you ever seen people go noodling?
Noodling?
Yeah,
I don't
there's
even know what
there's
that
this
is.
one there's this one vid on TikTok right now of this woman. She, I don't know, just average sized weight woman, kind of pretty, and she's noodling with some male friend, maybe a father, maybe a brother or something. And noodling is where you go into the water with the fish, you know, like a river or a lake or something like that, and you're going after catfish. And what you're doing is you're probing with your hands and feet till you find a hole where the catfish like to hang out. And then you reach in and grab the thing through the mouth. You put your hand through the mouth and out the gill, and you drag it out of the hole, and you got a fish. And she's this delicate little girl, you know, which is inappropriate to say. This young woman who was very lightweight, let's say that.
Yeah.
And she goes noodling and she comes up, you know, she's actually under the water completely. And she comes up, gets her breath of water, and she pulls up this catfish that had to be at least 4 to 5 feet long. Just massive,
shit.
as big as she was. And she's laughing and having a great old time doing this. slings the thing, you know, and
That's
it's
crazy.
flapping all
Yeah,
over
because
the
they
place.
can't really
and-
hurt you. They can't really
Um,
hurt you.
But it was just great to watch. She was like so tough,
That's
and she takes these things, throws it in the boat, you know, and it's okay.
That's crazy.
That's down south. That's what they do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently catfish
Uh-uh.
don't have very strong jaws.
Well, they got no teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All they could do is
They have
gum
to. They
you.
just swallow
Leave
things
some
whole.
bruises.
They tell me they pull 4 or 5 foot long catfish out of the Mississippi around here. I've never seen it, but that's what they tell me.
Oh, Randy, you could make anything perverted. Sticking their hands in a catfish hole. He said sounds perverted.
Yep. Saying it that way, it does.
Well, I mean, not really. If you stretch it a little bit, it could. I don't think it's that. Yeah. Anyways. So what's up, Mouty? What's going on? What's new?
Just finished teaching, had my first in-class quiz of the semester. And so that means it's my first in-class quiz in over a year.
Rock on.
So in-class teaching is going surprisingly well.
Good.
I had my fears, right? Like I have a class of upwards of 80 students and lecturing with a mask on, having students with masks on, social distancing, that whole thing. I was admittedly a little concerned about it. So
Right.
What are you teaching?
I teach psychology, but I teach at Rutgers. So fortunately, Rutgers is the first university in the U.S. to mandate vaccination. So that's psychologically satisfying. So like myself and all of my students are completely vaccinated.
Good.
And
As it should be.
and I have to admit, when the semester began, I was about 85-15 that we were going to be remote learning by Thanksgiving. And now I'm much less convinced of that. Now I think that the protocols in place is the new normal.
Yeah.
Right.
Mask. Is there a mask mandate?
Mask mandate, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my concern. Like, in their coming back to the campus handbook, they're like, please restrict meetings to, online. And I'm like, yeah, well, my class is like a in-person meeting with 80 other people. So like, how does that work? Like I'm going to be wearing a mask and I'm going to be trying to project my voice and, like one of those classroom theater jams. But they have microphones and like they have the technology. They got it down. Everything's very smooth.
Guys, I'm about to go over to the other stream. I don't know if Divine's there yet. Oh, yeah, they are.
Both of my
Okay,
both of
so
my,
I'm gonna.
both of
I'm-
the chicks I've seen in my life were graduates of Rutgers.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. The link's right there. You guys meet me over there, and I don't know if it worked or not. And I'm gonna go start that. Okay.
All right.
Alrighty
All right.
then.
Thanks everybody for coming. I'll see you guys over at Root and Branch, and then we're gonna have an after party after that for a little while too.
Hey,
So I'll
where's
see you
the
guys in a
link?
bit. It's in the chat. Okay. Peace.
Yep.